CORD landslide win in Makueni County yesterday signify for the CORD alliance?
Because this is a very significant win for CORD. As you know that there have been issues before the by-election. Our candidate was barred from running through some frivolous reasons and complaints. But all the same, we managed to get another candidate, and within a very short period of time, literally 5 days, we have been able to register such a victory. This is an expression of confidence that the people of Makueni, and I'm sure in Kenya generally, have for the CORD coalition. So I want to take the opportunity to thank the people of Makueni for the kind of confidence that they have shown in our coalition, and for standing firm to tell the people of Kenya and the world at large that CORD is the party for the future for Kenya.
Okay. So we've had over 100 days of the Jubilee government. The diaspora so far feels that the government has not addressed our concerns enough. So, in your context, what do you think you would do differently for the diaspora concerning, representation and us being able to be involved in matters that are dear to the country?
Well, I should have begun immediately by engaging the diaspora, by appointing someone who really understands about diaspora, who has lived outside here, and who has got the contact with the diaspora. The kind of character who has been appointed by the government, I don't think had that kind of connections or the capacity to bring in the diaspora together. The diaspora community is very crucial to our economic development. Because as you know right now, the remittances of the diaspora back home is a very substantial amount of money. But it could be more if the diaspora were involved in investments. That really is one of the reasons why you can see that I'm coming here with the governors to interact with Kenyans who are here. From now here I'm going to a session where we're going to be talking to Kenyans, and we want to interest them to go and invest in various counties in the country. Then also begin this debate as to how the diaspora will be empowered to participate in the elections next time. This last time around, of course, there was a flimsy excuse that there was not sufficient time to make preparations for them to participate in the elections. I don't think that the Electoral Commission is making any arrangements at the moment, and I'm sure that if the IBC is left to mess the way they did last time around, even next election, the diaspora will not be involved in exercising their democratic rights. So I think that the 100 days of this government, you can call it as lost days in as far as the diaspora is concerned. But I really want to urge that more is done in order to factor the diaspora into our economic development.
Okay. So, probably my last question. So over the last few weeks, we've had very strong statements from the government, where they've, most recently, they've asked you to return 6 government cars, and then the government spokesman also said that based on what happened in Kisii, that putting this in quotes in his own words, that you're full of hatred and you're perpetually mourning. What is your response to that?
Well, I really don't want to engage the government in an argument. I am the former Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya. even if they want to respond to me, they should use some kind of decorum, not to hire an inebriated character to be throwing words at me. But I really don't want to be responding to such characters. As you know that I was an equal partner in the last government. I shared the government with President Kibaki. We could not just be co-presidents. That's why the position of Prime Minister was created. And as you know that the commission of Mr. Raila said that nobody won the elections. That's why it was actually a co-president, as it were. But then there can only be one head of state. Now, in retirement, I deserve at least the equal treatment as my partner. Kibaki had half of the cabinet, I had half of the cabinet. It is very unfair that somebody should be talking about 6 vehicles when Kibaki is having over 20 vehicles at his disposal. Security, over 25 security officers. And they built a home for him for 500 million shillings with the whole airstrip at Mega. Now they have even factored 200 million shillings to buy an office block for him in retirement. Yes, they can send such a character as the so-called spokesman to go demand and say that I refused to return 6 government vehicles, that I am using an illegal siren and so on. I mean, if that is not an insult, I don't know what an insult is. Something really is wrong with the African government, that you can have such double standards in terms of treatment of former leaders. It in itself is an embarrassment to our democracy. It is really an insult to democracy. So as I said at the time that democracy is on trial, it truly is still on trial in Kenya. And I will urge them to really to have a change and have of attitude so that our country can be properly reconciled.
So are you running in 2017?
I have not said I'm running. I'm not interested in running. Right now, I'm more concerned with the issues of my party. And secondly, I'm also more concerned with other issues of changing the quality of life of Kenyans and Africans generally. So I'm more, therefore, engaged in seeing that democracy, devolution works in our country. That's why I'm here today. I'm also engaged with the issues of environmental protection, with issues of green energy in our country, and also with issues of conflict resolution. So my hands are full. I'm not thinking about 2017. That is not an issue of concern to me at the moment.
Okay, final question. So, with I think in the media we've heard that you do not view the issue of laptops to school children as a priority. What would have been your priority?
No, I've said that technology is very important, and computerization of a school system is critical. This I've said in the past. All that I've been talking about is the manner in which this subject has been introduced. I've said that where it has been done successfully, it has been preceded with a proper study of the costings. Like you see, when President Clinton introduced it here, there was first a commission set up, the Information Infrastructure Advisory Council he set up, and also a McKinsey consultancy firm was appointed to carry out a feasibility study and a costing of what it would cost the United States. I would say that the Jubilee government never had any time to do that kind of study. It was just a pronouncement which was made at the spur of the moment in the campaigns, that you're going to have a laptop for every standard one child. Our own position is that we need first to start with a computer lab at each and every school, so that children can be taught computer sciences in the school, so that they become computer literate. But before you do that, you will begin by training the teachers, so that teachers can then teach the children. And then you come up with a laptop. I would say that it is actually something of a harebrained idea to bring a laptop to the school when the teacher has not seen a laptop. They'll give it to standard 1, when a standard 8 has not seen one. So it's doing it upside down. So because you should start with the upper classes coming down. That is what we would say, that this whole idea was a harebrained idea. It was not properly thought out. If you bring in the computer to the schools, it's the teachers who are going to teach the children. The standard ones coming to school don't know anything about computer. So the teacher must be conversant with the computers. Then there's the issue of software. What is the kind of software you're going to introduce? It must be software which are interesting to children. Otherwise, you bring out one, the children will play with it. After a while, they get bored. That's the end of it. And the person to create interest in the computers is the teacher. So you must begin by teaching the teachers. That is the reason why we have criticized it. Not that it's not an idea whose time has come. Yeah, it's an idea whose time will come. Even us in COD, we had it in our program, our manifesto. But as I've said, we are going to introduce it in a much more systematic and organized manner than the way that Jubilee are trying to do it.